what really hasn't been done before, which is to include the best elements of a minivan, an SUV, and then, of course, being Tesla, performance as well. We wanted to have a sports car element. The Model X, we created a car that has more functionality than minivan, that has more style than an SUV, and actually has more performance than a Porsche 911 Carrera. So it's got a 4.4 second 0 to 60.
Come on behind you, Elon.
Great. And it has something we call falcon wing doors, which are a double fold door. And you notice something interesting when these doors open, the arc of the door is very shallow. This is critical. So there are a couple of important things here. I was mentioning that because of the fact that these doors have a double fold, in fact, if you look at the view from the front, it looks really awesome. It's called falcon wing doors because it looks like a falcon in flight. And the problem with a gull wing door is because it doesn't have a double fold, it arcs out way too far. So you can't open the door properly, and if you're parked in a tough spot, you can't open the door. So you lose the functionality of a minivan. Minivans are great because they got that sliding door that would just come out and slide and be sitting here. This is actually easier to get into than a minivan because you don't have a door sitting here. So we'll show you video. We'll probably provide it to you this afternoon, and we'll certainly show it tonight of how you can be parked in a very narrow parking space where if you can just barely get yourself between another car and the Model X, you can open these doors. So literally, if you can physically fit between your car and another car, you can open the door. And then you can do something which is pretty amazing, which is you can step into the car. So I'm 6'1.5". And I can stand up inside the car. So what's cool about that is that, like, let's say you have a child seat, and you want to put your kid in the seat. Well, normally you have to cantilever yourself over, and it's really difficult. You've got to sort of shuffle your kid onto the child seat, and it's kind of this backbreaking maneuver. Here you can step into the car and just put the child down, or a package or whatever you got. Then another thing that's cool is that let's say you've got a child seat in the second row. The problem with an SUV is you can't use the third row because you can't fold the seat forward. So if any of you have ever had this experience where you've got a child seat in the second row, you can't get to the third row. It's a real pain in the ass. The Model X, because the door opening is so huge, it's the largest door opening of any passenger vehicle. You can actually step directly in. Do that on any other car. So it just, I think it provides a whole new level of functionality that no minivan and no SUV have. It actually has, if you look at the internal space, we can open the trunk. In terms of space in the car, you want to come around and check that. It has a tremendous amount of space. I don't know if you can see it because it actually goes all the way down. So you can practically fit 2 steamer trunks in the back of the car. If you take a look at say something like the Q7, what you're really faced with an SUV is you can either have 7 passengers or luggage, but not both. Here, this has a tremendous amount of luggage space, and there's a trunk in the front. So because of the incredibly space-efficient design of our car and of what an electric architecture enables, we actually have the trunk in the front. So this is just a huge increase in functionality over any SUV, frankly, or minivan. You really can fit 7 people and a ton of luggage in this car. Can't do that really in any other car. And there's something else you can see here, which is, for the first time, we have a dual motor all-wheel drive. So behind the trunk here is another motor, transmission, and power electronic system. So we're able to have an all-wheel drive system, which is better than any all-wheel drive that's ever been done before. The traction capability of this is phenomenal, because we can dynamically adjust the torque, front to rear, every millisecond. Whereas in a normal all-wheel drive, you have this dumb mechanical linkage. It doesn't really know where the power should be. It's just sending it there. But the Model X is constantly sensing every millisecond what power should be in the front, what power should be in the rear, and adjusting that. So it's smart all-wheel drive. The net result is something that has road holding that's unbelievable. And you combine that with the low center of gravity of the battery pack that the battery pack in the full pan has. So instead of having, because normally you'd have this big heavy engine on rubber mountings. That's like driving a car with a giant bobblehead. Okay, it just feels like shit. So this doesn't have that. This has got the battery pack in the floor pan. So the center of gravity is like equivalent to a sports car. So if you think about safety, you know, the first order of business of safety is don't have an accident. So this will allow you to maneuver away from an accident better than anything else. Then consider the fact that this car actually has a crumple zone that is 2 to 3 times longer than any other car, because there's no engine. So we can absorb all the impact energy over a much greater distance without being forced to shove a giant engine block through your chest, which is what a car otherwise has to do. So you can think of it like, you know, if you jump out of a 3-story window, do you want a deep pool or a shallow pool? You want a deep pool. That's what this enables. So those are the key points of the Model X. I'd like to invite any questions.